Continuing our theme of national parks, the Channel Islands National Park, they're off the coast of Southern California, was the site of a recent discovery of part of a pygmy mammoth, a species of ancient elephant that roamed the earth 13,000 years ago. This story was produced by students from Etiwanda High School in Southern California, part of the NewsHour's Student Reporting Labs. It's narrated by rising high school senior Nick Hinojosa.
Off the California coast lies Channel Islands National Park, where archaeological discoveries are still being made. Laura Kern is the Chief of Cultural Resources for the Channel Islands National Park.
Channel Islands National Park is world famous for its archaeology. Channel Islands really represent a part of California that doesn't exist on the mainland anymore. And because we don't have burrowing animals here, the archaeological record, the evidence in the ground is intact, and that is unheard of.
The preservation of the island's archaeology has made it possible for new artifacts to be discovered, such as a mammoth skull excavated in fall 2016 on Santa Rosa Island. Monica Bugby, a preparator and archaeologist for the Mammoth site in South Dakota, has begun the painstaking process of removing the skull from its plaster cast.
This is kind of an exciting discovery because pygmy mammoths, even though they're really cool, everybody likes them because they're small, they're neat, we actually don't know a whole lot about them. This guy was found by a Park Service intern who was doing a stream survey. So they were just doing routine walk down a canyon, and they happened to notice it.
The intern who discovered the skull, Peter Laramendi, was a recent college graduate who recognized the tusk sticking out of a wall could be something much more than just a rock.
He was part of the excavation. It was something that you dream about as a child, discovering something like a dinosaur or something really exciting.
Don Morris is a retired archaeologist for the National Park Service who aided in the excavation of this discovery.
I think I could confidently say this is the best skull, pygmy mammoth skull that's ever come off the island. Certainly it's the best one I've ever seen.
This skull in particular, because it looks like it might be in the middle of the two species, Columbian and pygmy, it can give us a much better idea of how that process actually worked. How did they actually dwarf from Columbians to pygmies?
Scientists use radiocarbon dating to discover how long ago this mammoth was alive. This kind of dating is done by measuring the amount of carbon-14 in a sample and using its half-life to calculate how old the sample is.
There's some charcoal that we found in the dirt, and we radiocarbon dated that, and it's about 15,000 years old, I believe. So this guy's actually pretty young.
Justin Wilkins, a curator at the Mammoth site, has been working with Bugby to clean and prepare the skull for display.
So in looking at the past, we can then access how our species or other species handled changes in the environment. So we look at the mammoths, we look at humans, we also look at a bunch of small animals to see how those animals handle these changes, and then try to predict, based on the information, the patterns we see from these specimens, what patterns we're seeing in the present, how that's going to change in the future.
Much of archaeology still depends on careful observation and human work.
You've got to move dirt, you've got to keep your eyes open and pay attention to what you're observing.
It's incredibly exciting to think that these things are still out here. They're still very fragile, and we want to protect them and study them in the right ways, but it doesn't mean that people can't still discover exciting new things that happen to be thousands of years old on Santa Rosa Island.